Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today we have a dark day today, as you can imagine. The lights have gone red and the moral philosophy reigns high. Ladies and gentlemen, I want today's video to be kind of a litmus test for am I the bad guy? Okay, am I the bad guy in this situation? Now, one of my favorite subreddits in the world ever, okay, I mean like ever, and I've covered the R inflation subreddit too, is Am I the Asshole, okay? This is probably one of the greatest, places on the internet. And you wanna know why this place is the greatest place on the internet? Because you either find posts where, somebody is so obviously in the right, and, they're just teetering on the edge of being reminded by the general community that, yeah, buddy, you're in the right. And sometimes you come across posts where it's like, am I the asshole for beating my family? Yes, my friend, you are in fact bad, okay? Do not cross go. Do not collect the $200. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, in the last few days, I really want to stress for the second, okay? This all could have been avoided with a simple apology. If today's videos was sponsored by the word sorry, wouldn't even have had to happen. Now, of course, a few days ago, I was just minding my own business, doing my thing, and my mother calls me. Now, usually when my mom calls me, it's, really cute, really wholesome. But this time, Mama was crying. Now, I'll be real with you, when I hear old Mama Muta cry, it hurts and pains me inside. Anybody that makes my ma cry, I turn right into John goddamn Wick at that point. There isn't any human soul left in me. You make my mom cry? It's over! Ladies and gentlemen, my mom called me, and immediately I started hearing, just sadness in her voice. But of course, beyond just my mom's sweet, sad voice, I don't know if that sounded right, was the sound of a banshee, an absolute, psychotic individual. Now, of course, when presented with such a, weird call, my first iteration was like, all right, drop everything, get into the fucking car, and drive on over. So here I am, driving 30 minutes, I call my parents again, and this time my dad picks up the phone. And he tells me his car got dinged. Now, of course, in this situation, obviously, anytime a traffic incident ever happens, anytime a car incident ever happens, your first perception should be, is everyone okay? Now, of course, that's the one thing I asked. Obviously, it was okay. This happened in a parking lot with a max speed of 2 kilometers an hour. The only thing that got injured was the poor vehicle's bumper in this case. Now, of course, in this situation, I'm a totally normal guy, okay? Accidents happen, right? Let's be real here. Who hasn't made an oopsie once in their life? Now, I've never dinged anybody's fucking car, okay? But if I ever would, I would get out, I would say, I fucked up, I made a mistake, and you know what? I would offer to pay for that mistake, right? That's the normal, rational thing to do. I feel like in the world, we lack a lot of things called personal accountability, but in this case, it was a shining example of everything opposite of that. Now, of course, when I realized I was driving all the way over there, my father had already called the police officers. Now, I just want to remind you for a second, the cops didn't do shit. They investigated for 6 minutes, max, okay? They helped both parties exchange driver's information, okay? That was it. That's all they did. Then they fucked off. They sent 2 squad cars to make sure this whole situation was taken care of. I guess nothing else was going on that day, but you know what? I really don't care too much. At the end of the day, I'm not a law enforcement officer. I don't understand the stresses and limitations some of those people go through, okay? At the end of the day, does it piss me off a little bit? Sure. But at this point, I had my mom on the mind. Now, it took me 30 minutes to drive to this decrepit shithole part of town, okay? First off, I have to ask my parents, what the fuck were you doing here to begin with? But, of course, I showed up, cops basically left, and I tried to calm my dad down. I said, Dad, this vehicle comes with dash cams, okay? Now, before we go into it, if you ever have a vehicle, always buy a good dash cam, okay? Make sure that's 8K, RTX, DLSS enabled goddamn cameras, okay? You don't want to cheap out on your dash cam. You want to get that 8K. You want to get that camera that is just perfect. It doesn't matter if the camera costs more than your goddamn car. Just get it, okay? It's a goddamn lifesaver. Now, of course, in this case, I told my dad, I'm like, listen, you got dash cam footage. If you're innocent, you're innocent. Now, what had happened was this person tried parking their vehicle right next to my father. Now, their vehicle impacted my dad's car at the right bumper, okay? They literally hit the car. I have it on goddamn footage, okay? Now, what they did was they reversed the vehicle, they realigned, and they ran right into the goddamn store, completely ignoring the fact that they made an oopsie. You could have wrote a note. You could have stood outside and, apologized like a normal, proper human being. No, instead, my dad comes up to this person's car and just sort of waves at it, maybe taps once to get the attention because they were clearly ignoring them. This person immediately goes insane, okay? Like, fucking, she goes up the ass. She screams harassment. She screams intimidation. She screams, "You're banging up my piece of shit SUV." Now, of course, to understand, okay, intimidation and harassment are some serious claims. Like, you're fucking losing it. This person came out screaming at my dad and mom. Now, to understand, my mom and dad are really stupid people, okay? They're smart, but they're really socially stupid. You could scam them a million times over, and they'll still believe they're in the wrong. Now, in this situation, what I effectively was doing was I went over there, I checked the dash cam footage, and I checked it. I was like, listen, now in this footage, you've got my dad's car sitting over there looking kind of cute, minding its own business, drinking its appy juice, we fucking had just got out of daycare. Now, if you actually zoom up to like 30 seconds into the clip, these two people are walking by, minding their own business. But if you look absolutely to the right, oh shit, a wild Challenger appears. Now, this vehicle is on a crash collision to fucking up. And of course, if you can look into the reflection of the window over there, okay, you can see right here that bam, the car hits. You can actually see the car shake. The car goes scared. Its appy juice is falling out of its hand. The vehicle is not able to handle this scenario. Now, of course, if you look at the reflection further, they put their car in fucking reverse. Then they put it in drive, and they park like a normal person. Now, again, this is like trying to convert a flat earthist, okay? You could show them actual footage that you captured, but they would still tell you it's wrong. Hey, bro, your eyes are curved, your eyes are globed, the curvature of your lens is making the earth look curved. It's actually flat, bro. Did you see the UN map? You can never convince, okay, a dipshit. You can never convince a piece of shit that they're actually wrong. It's just a waste of your goddamn time, okay? You might as well be eating bricks at that point, okay? That's a better use of your goddamn time. Now, of course, after showing all of this situation, all right, the person still wasn't willing to accept, and at that point, I had it, okay? Now, am I the asshole for taking this to the far levels, to file complaints, to goddamn issue all types of civil goddamn... I would spend $1 million, okay, out of principle, okay? I would go into debt. I would work at the glory hole to make sure this person understands that they made a mistake. They could have simply apologized, moved on with their day, but instead they chose to have a public freak out on the situation. Now, of course, I am also one of those people that thinks we should have like a background check for the cars that you buy. For instance, if you think about it like this, right? Like, if you buy a Prius, what are you going to do? Dent a cardboard box? Okay, big deal. But if you're buying a goddamn Hummer or a Jeep or a BMW X5, I mean, not like the last person in that is going to be using turn signals or anything or any safety protocol. But the point is, if you buy anything that could cause some serious damage, maybe there should be a background check. Maybe they should check your driving history and make sure, hey guys, this person's a fucking ding, 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 ding. We got a moron on the road. Maybe we shouldn't let them drive a goddamn military APC on the road. Maybe we should start them with something smaller and safer. It's a motor vehicle. You just got to be safe, all right? Now, this person damages, my dad's car, all right? And at the end of the day, all I wanted was a little apology for making my goddamn mom cry at the end of the day. And so, I go back to the beginning of this video. Am I the asshole, ladies and gentlemen? Am I the bad guy in this situation for absolutely jumping onto this and taking this to heart? That's the question that I have to ask you. Why is it that people just cannot be personally responsible anymore? Now, of course, this person tried to basically commit a hit and run. They were literally trying to run away from the scene of the crime. They knew they made a mistake. This footage proves they made a mistake. And of course, they were willing to run away. It wasn't until they stopped when my dad started calling 911 to get the cops over here. So you know what? First off, I just gotta say, all right, how hard is it to just say sorry, okay? That's the question I have to ask you in the comment section below. How hard is it to just apologize, man up, and accept some goddamn responsibility instead of yelling at it? This is the problem with the goddamn world today, okay? Nobody is willing to accept that they make a goddamn mistake. Bro, I make a mistake on YouTube, I own up to it, okay? I try not to do it again. All right, all this person had to do was the same goddamn thing I do on a daily basis. Ladies and gentlemen, I love the world. I don't hate it. I'm not a jaded nihilist or anything. But sometimes people just get to me. And that's why I use this platform to vent. I make a lot of goofy videos, but this is one where I genuinely want to know your answer to it, okay? Am I the asshole? Am I the bad guy for taking this person, calling up insurance, getting everything involved, raising our premiums through the fucking roof, both of us? Am I the bad guy? Am I the bad person for taking this to the absolute end? Let me know in the comments section below. All I wanted was a goddamn apology for my mom. I love her. This is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. And before you go off thinking, I love you too.